Journalists in the southeast region of Nigeria have been enjoined to avail themselves of the most critical weapon, that's the Freedom of Information Act, while carrying out any investigation on a report. This dominated the discourse at a two-day workshop for select journalists based in the southeast and south-south regions. News Central's Chinwe Ugele was a participant at the workshop organized by Media Rights Agenda with support from the MacArthur Foundation and Wole Soyinka Centre for Investigative Journalism, which was held in Enugu State.
Journalists were drawn from the electronics, print, and new media from various states in the southeast and south-south regions. The focus was on how journalists can use the Freedom of Information Act to access whatever information they require from relevant agencies, public or private, to aid in their investigation to make their stories more professional. The Executive Director of Media Rights Agenda, Mr. Edetan Ojo, said everyone has a right to demand for information, adding that it does not require extraordinary power to become an investigative journalist. He pointed out that what makes a report thorough and professional are the sources quoted in the report through interviews and documents, as well as data got from authentic sources.
But the truth is that they frequently cover that kind of information. And it is therefore seen as the job of the journalist to dig below the surface to uncover this information and reveal it to the public.
Other resource persons who spoke about fact-checking and how to use the Freedom of Information Act said it is important for journalists to find out the authenticity of any information they have through different approved sources, what they seek in their letter to get information.
Specific enough to put the sufficient details of what you want. So it's easier for journalists.
Journalists, it is important for us to fact-check. Like I said earlier, gone are the days when we rely solely on traditional medium for communication. We are now in the digital era where news break at the speed of light, and because of the advent of the digital medium, it accommodates different sources. So verified media platforms are not only the sources of getting information, there are different sources out there on the digital space.
Some participants share their thoughts on the ongoing workshop and why most journalists seem not to be interested in investigative journalism.
It has always been about security, not just to me, but it is everywhere. Then the amount of resources that goes into investigating one story is enormous. And these are the two major challenges that every one of us faces. And
so going into investigative journalism is actually difficult because insecurity poses a lot of threats for journalists who want to do that.
Although there are information that are exempted from the list, the Freedom of Information Act actually empowers everyone to ask questions, but is understandably a tool that prepares and protects a journalist who wants to investigate a story. Chinwe Ugele, reporting for News Central.